kitchen to veg with Lisa. I'm Lisa and that's GLORI. And today we're going to take you on a magic carpet ride to taste the flavors of Morocco with my Moroccan vegetable tagine. Hang on, here we go. The produce that you'll need from the market, don't freak out, I know there's a lot, but it goes together really easily. Carrot, that's just from the grocery store, some fresh tomatoes, 2 cups sliced mushrooms, 3 cloves of garlic. Again, Bad Seed has beautiful garlic. 1 red bell pepper sliced. I got this from the Overland Park Farmers Market. Some fresh cilantro and parsley. A cup of beautiful cherry tomatoes. About 2 cups or 1 large onion chopped. This is from my mama's garden in Iowa. You'll need some eggplant, a sweet potato, and a regular potato or a taro root. I'm going to use a regular potato today. First thing you'll need to do is cook your onions and your garlic and your carrot. You'll need a good generous 2 to even 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And your onion, garlic, and your carrots. Let these vegetables cook for several minutes until they start to soften and the onions will become a little bit translucent. And while they cook, I'm going to finish chopping the rest of my vegetables. I'm going to chop about a cup of sweet potato, a cup of regular potato, and about a cup of eggplant. You don't need to peel these if they're organic. You can use taro root, and I made this recipe up while I was living in Dubai, and one of my friends, she's a Moroccan woman, she brought this strange looking vegetable over to my house one day and said, cook it, and I had no idea what it was. It was kind of a brown, hairy thing. But I knew she was Moroccan, so I peeled it and I made this stew. Sweet potato, you can use an orange flesh one if you can get your hands on it. I got this beautiful white flesh sweet potato at the Overland Park Farmers Market from the Cultivate Kansas City booth. This super cool eggplant also came from Jared at Jewel Farms. Again, you don't need to peel it if it's organic. I probably would if it's not. A tagine is the name for a Moroccan stew. It's also the name of the 2-piece earthenware cooking vessel that in Morocco they would actually cook this in. I don't have one though, so I'm just going to use a heavy skillet. Once the onions are soft, I'm going to saute the spices just a little bit as well. 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika. In they go. A 1/2 teaspoon turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper. I'm adding these now so that the whole dish will really be infused with the flavor of these exotic spices. And oh my goodness, it smells amazing. Once your spices are fragrant, you'll just start adding your other vegetables. Once you've got all of your vegetables stirred in, you'll add your tomatoes, a cup of water, and a teaspoon of salt. Turn up your heat to medium-high, cover it, and let it cook. What to do while the stew cooks? Who's butt? awesome. After about 10 to 15 minutes, your potatoes and all your vegetables will be nice and tender. Then you can add 1/2 cup of pitted, chopped, oil-cured black olives. They're delicious. They're about my favorite kind. A cup of cherry tomatoes. About a cup of chickpeas. A nice dose of freshly ground black pepper. And the magic ingredient to a lot of Moroccan cooking is saffron. I'm just going to use a pinch. This is the most expensive spice in the world. And the reason being that every single one of these little threads is the stigma of a crocus flower. And each flower only has 3. These babies have to be hand picked. Squeeze in the juice of 1/2 lemon. Stir in 1/2 cup of chopped fresh cilantro and or parsley. I'm using a little bit of each. GLORI chose a golden ale. It's a seasonal beer that's in between a pale ale and an IPA, and it's got a couple different kinds of malts and hops. So it should be nice and creamy, and she thinks, and I agree, it'll be perfect with the spicy food. Let's give this a taste with this food. Creamy indeed. I like that. Wow. The flavors of the spice, and I don't mean heat, I mean the richness of the cumin and the saffron, the turmeric. Oh, it's great. This is a nice beer. For wine, Debbie and I had to call in the big guns. Moroccan food is tricky, so Ryan helped us out. He picked a white blend. It's 3 grapes, Marsanne, Roussanne, and Grenache Blanc. That is great. Just a hint of sweetness, cutting through the acidity and the tomatoes, and it's a little bit rich, a little bit creamy as well. Oh yeah, that's great. This recipe, as well as all of our others and all kinds of great stuff, can be found online at vegwithlisa.com. Be sure to sign up for our newsletter while you're there. Bon appetit. Nice, Ryan.